The House passes the Parental Rights Act and reports of a school under fire for a classroom game that sexualized children. Parents Defending Education investigative reporter Alex Nestor joins us right now this morning. Good morning to you. On Friday, the House did vote to pass the Parental Bill of Rights. Tell us more about the bill they passed last week and what it does.
So the Parents' Bill of Rights really enshrines rights that parents already have, rights to direct the education, upbringing, and care of their children. It also enshrines their First Amendment rights to speak up at school board meetings and would make sure that parents are notified if and when their child decides to live as another gender identity at school. And these are issues that we know from polling, even polling that we released just last week, that parents, support these type of measures regardless of their political ideology.
How important is this bill, Alex? And ultimately, do you think it's going to pass the Senate and get the president's signature?
I mean, parental rights is an incredibly important issue. Unfortunately, we've already seen Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer smear this bill as a far-right MAGA type of a bill, which couldn't be further from the case. Again, parental rights are a nonpartisan issue, so it's uncertain whether or not this is going to get through to the Senate. And we know the Biden administration isn't really friendly to parental rights, so not much hope there.
A story just came out about a charter school in Texas where seventh graders played a very inappropriate game in class. Tell us about this game and what the object of this game was.
So the name of the game was Bear Hunter Hooker, and apparently part of the game was asking students to strike a pose as a hooker. And of course, my first question here is, what does this have to do at all with educating children? Second, this is supposed to be some sort of team building activity, and I've done plenty of team building activities in my time, and especially as a child, never as, ever asked to, act as a hooker. So it's incredibly inappropriate for, a seventh grade class to do this at school.
How were students motivated to play the game?
With candy, apparently. And look, I mean, overall, this is incredibly inappropriate. Why are they spending time doing this instead of educating kids? And this is exactly one of those stories that just, sparks parents to get involved. The mom who, in this case, wasn't really super political, wasn't really into these issues. And when she saw this in her daughter's classroom, she knew it was time to stand up because this is absurd. It shouldn't be happening at school.
So what steps did the school take to correct this? Did something happen with the teacher?
Well, I'll just say too little, too late. Parents weren't notified for 5.5 months after this occurred. Apparently, the teachers apologized and whatnot, and the state board of this charter school has sent in some sort of, counselors to help kids with trauma that they might have sustained from this. So really, too little, too late.
Yeah, I want to talk about what's happening in Maine as well. A bunch of controversy with what's happening with one school district's resolution that could actually prevent school resource officers in school. In fact, the title of that resolution is this: Supporting Equity in School Climate and Discipline and Ending the Use of School Resource Officers. It actually has that in the title of this resolution. Why in the world would they want to end security on school campus, especially in light of what happened this week? What is this about?
Yeah, so this is an equity resolution that's right in line with the principles of the Black Lives Matter organization. And as a political organization, Black Lives Matter wants to defund police departments and wants to defund, like in this case, school resource officers in, classrooms across the country. So that's really the focus of this resolution. And it also asks to address, racial disparities in discipline, and also asks teachers and administrators to not call police to deal with behavioral issues for students. And we know that, of course, school resource officers are incredibly important in schools right now. And we know also that discipline it's out of control. Classrooms are out of control right now. So teachers and administrators need to support and have more resources to control classrooms, not less.